I'm Nancy F. Just go ahead and subscribe right now to this channel because I have a story time for you today. And this time, let's just say I was a joke to society. Let's just say I was a clown in a circus. So just go ahead and subscribe and let's get right into the video. Today's story time is going to be about the time when I thought that this one guy was my husband and he ended up getting married. Je dis m'bral don histoire que l'aime te pense yon nek te pour moi, m'te renmen li et m'te prié, m'fon paquet ti grimace, mais monsieur vin marié. Et raison m'a share histoire ça parce que m'konne un paquet jeune fille, sou gon relation même j'avais avec bon Dieu. Là où on nèg remen on toujours prier, oh bon Dieu bon mi signe, oh bon Dieu est-ce qu'un tel c'est pour moi, c'est là, mais finalement Nancy histoire ça mérite un petit de l'eau. Okay, so let's get right into the story. First and foremost, I'm gonna change his name. I'm gonna call him Marvin. I'm gonna keep some functioning like private. I'm not gonna mention any names because yeah. First and foremost, I met Marvin at a functioning. I'm not gonna say where I met Marvin because I don't want people putting two and two together. This is not math class. I met Marvin at a functioning, and Marvin is a cute guy. Marvin was giving me back then, prior to him being married, he was giving me Return of the Mac. Like, he was giving me Mac Daddy vibes. And I'm very, like, on some, boy, what? It's giving me Saucy Santana, like that when it comes to guys like that. Like, you're not gonna break my heart, go ruin another girl life, not mine. And that was the vibe he was giving me before. So, Marvin liked me. At some point, he was trying to get to know me, and I just completely dodged him. Like, I remember one time, Marvin had got my number from my homegirl. He called me randomly. It was one night Marvin called me, and I'm like, how did you get my number? And come to find out, one of my homegirls gave my number to Marvin, and I was like, what is going on? Like, I didn't give it to you. Like, how did you get my number? So, Marvin, moi, on côté Marvin non fonction. M'a dit non fonction parce que me connais gade moun ka essayer mettre 1 plus 2 plus 3, ça est pas mathématique, classe mathématique. Moi rencontré Marvin yon côté. Marvin t'a essayé parler avec. Mais là Marvin t'a essayé parler avec m'a sous bon Marvin. OK? So on soit Marvin relève dans téléphone, demande Marvin qui ba numéro. M'ko c'est de 11 ans même qui te bail Marvin numéro laisse ça. So, yeah, Marvin a essayé parler avec m'a souvent Marvin like m'ba Marvin ton kon moun pour une relation avec parce que dans temps ça avant Marvin marié, konya avant l'étape bon mouvement garçon pied léger, vous comprenez like nèg qui remet parler avec causer avec un paquet fun. Forward a couple years later, like I want to say now I am done with high school. Marvin is done with high school, and I saw him again. And when I saw Marvin this time, he started looking different. Marvin looked real good to me. Like, he wasn't an ugly guy before, but like when I saw Marvin this time, he looked really good. Quelques années passées, dans collège, Marvin dans collège, fini avec high school. Moi Marvin nan tête me dit oh pas Marvin, like Marvin vin belle, ces garçons like li vin pi belle, like jeune gens qu'on habillé bien campé, nan tête me dit oh pas ti Marvin. Bon yo comment si yon nèg t'a essayé par la veille ou pas sous bol, mais après ça ou pas gon ba qui vin changer ou vin remet ouais ces garçons. So that's what happened to me. I wasn't interested in Marvin when he was trying to talk to me again. He gave me Mad Daddy vibes, but like, you know, a couple years later down the line, I just started seeing Marvin a lot more. Not by ourselves, but like I would see him at functionings. If we go out, not all the time, but he would be there. And so I started seeing him in a different light. I started to communicate with Marvin more. I'm like, oh, Marvin is actually like, he's very cute. And oh, now here's where it started getting really circus wise. Like I'm like, this is so silly now thinking about it. I'm like, Nancy, what were you thinking? The reason why I started having a crush on Marvin is because I started to see him more. I started to observe how he was. I'm like, Marvin is funny. He have his head on his shoulders. Marvin is, you know, he's a cool guy. And the mistake that I made was thinking just because I like him that he was supposed to be mine. And a lot of young girls make this mistake. And a lot of young women make this mistake. It's like, Just because you see a guy doesn't mean that he's supposed to be yours. Doesn't matter if you like him. The second mistake that I made believing that Marvin was my husband was assuming like I knew that that was my man. I told one of my homegirls, and here's the thing. My homegirl, she would really like look at me, and every time he's in a room or we're in the same function and whatever, she'll be like, and girl, I'll be like, you know, like every single time he was in the room or whenever she said his name. And what did that do? That drove me to like him more. That enticed me to like, oh, we are cute together. He does look good today, or he do look, you know, and that was just flat out sick. The third thing that I would say was the most silliest thing, thinking that Marvin was supposed to be my husband, was me praying.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
It was me praying and asking God, oh, is Marvin my husband? Or God, give me a sign. Now, asking God for signs and wanting to know certain things, I don't think that's silly, right? But it was the way I was going about it. Girl, 1 minute I knew that Marvin was mine. The next minute I'm confused. 1 minute I'm like, yep, confident, that's my man. Next minute I'm like, it can't be so. And in that, I realized that God is not the author of confusion. It's not, bon Dieu, pas nan bagay mélanger. Gen de fois m'te kon a priye, m'a demandé mon Dieu, ok, ouvre yeux m'de Marvin, parce que m'te vraiment commencé à aimer Marvin. Gonjou m'a priye, m'te, ok, mon Dieu, bon mi yon sin, kwe se nèg mwen. Après ça m'di, oh non, mon Dieu, m'ba kwe se nèg mwen, m'ba kwe nap ensemble. Like, li te trop, like, deux pieds. Bon Dieu, pas nan tout mélange ça yo. Ou kompren mwen? Si bon Dieu dit oui pour un bagay, c'est oui. S'il dit non, c'est non. Ou pas ka on jour konnen, on joue ou pas sure. Like, it's too much. And that's the thing. I was double-minded in every single way. And I also realized that God is not gonna dangle something in my face and like that I can't have. So I knew that me having the thought that Marvin was my husband, I knew that came out of me. It had nothing to do with God. It was even times where I would pray and I would hear nothing. And I'm like, Nancy, that was an answer, because nothing spells N-O-C-H-I-N-G. What part of the N-O did you like? So I don't see, like, what's going on? And then you're back, I keep where ke Marvin pas pour moi. Marvin marié, okay? Nek ki pour moi, pas marié. Nek ki pour moi, pas marié. Li pas marié. Li pas gen 8 madame, okay? Li pa bon mouvement Solomon. Like, my man is not married. And I'm like, one of the ways that you can know if a dream is from God is if it comes to pass. The dream did not come to pass, so it was not of God. Even though I thought I wanted it to be, I thought that's who I wanted. And bon zo bagay. Ouais, moun mwen konya, ba fa ko nasi. M'se si loin. M'bral pi loin. Moun mwen konya. M'vin remarquer que ça son bon bagay bon Dieu te fait pour moi, l'elle pas quitter même avec Marvin te ensemble, parce que li vin montre que m'pa vle madame yon moun konya. Like, I don't want to be nobody's wife right now. I want to be somebody's girlfriend. I don't want to be anybody's wife. I don't want to have any kids. I don't want to have a house with no one right now. I want to be in my bag. I want to have a boyfriend, and I want to grow in the things of God and enjoy my life. Like, monsieur marié konya, et m'content pour li. M'content que pa avel m'ete marié, parce que pour moi Nancy année 2020 pour m'ta gon mari, ça va faire plaisir, parce que m'pa vle un mari konya. M'vle pour m'gon ménage, m'vle pour ma travail, faire cob, et m'vle pour m'grandir, pour me faire bon Dieu plaisir, pour m'grandir spirituel. On jeune fille qui suit vidéo ça, m'vle encourager pour prendre patience avec tête ou. So ouais que ou pas gen ménage, ou pas gen moun dans la vie, ou prend patience, apprendre bagay que ou supposé apprendre, faire un bagay pour tête ou, pour les nèg la vinn well, pour pas vinn faire fréquent avec ou, pour pas mettre toute confiance dans sens soumission, parce que moun nan gen la vie pal ou gen la vie pal. Okay, so I want to encourage my young roses that's watching this, just vibe. Me being single for all of these years out of choice, I realized that, Nancy, you gave yourself heartaches. You worried about the wrong things. You gave this marriage thing too much clout. Like, you gave it too much attention. Just relax And the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3:11 that everything happens beautiful in its own time. So I have to just trust that. And whether I'm in a rush or I'm racing, God is not in a rush. And he knows exactly how my story will be. I think we're going to meet in Publix. He got to be Haitian guy because, yeah, I want a Haitian guy. Yeah, I don't want a Zopapi. He got to be Haitian. He got to be cute. He got to have a relationship with you because I cannot help him with everything. I have my own life to bear. I have my own cross to bear. I want him to be funny. I don't want a guy that's just always in his Bible. I want a guy that want to travel, do fun stuff, you know? And I'm willing to be patient and work on myself so that when I meet him, not only is he good for me, but I'm good for him as well. So I hope you enjoyed this story time. I hope you got something. I hope I made you laugh. I have more story time on the way. Just let me know what you want. Do you want more story time? Let me know. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Partagez vidéo sa avec yon moun. Et si c'est pas une fête tout mal, moi, mais en pile, prends un pile courage.